Hello everybody. So right now I'm actually recording in my mom's bathroom because she has this crazy mirror thing that's really cool, and the light is actually better than all the other lights in my house. And usually I like to record in the daytime, but it's night and I have to get a video out by tomorrow. Yeah, so that's why I'm here. Oh, look at my eyes, it's so crazy. So as you may know, I posted a video of me surprising my sister in California. But there's a lot more that went down before that surprise, and if you watched my video that I posted, you may know a little bit about it, but here is the full story. So I'm going to talk about my worst flight experience ever, or worst travel experience ever, because I didn't even get on the flight with Ethiopian Airlines. Basically, Ethiopian Airlines screwed me super badly. I was supposed to leave out of Madagascar on Sunday, October 13 at 2:30. I was supposed to go from Antananarivo, Madagascar to Ethiopia, Ethiopia to Ireland, Ireland to Washington, D.C., D.C. to LA. And I was supposed to arrive there Monday night so I could surprise my sister by Tuesday. That almost didn't happen because when I got to the airport, 2 hours, more than 2 hours ahead of my flight, I was waiting in line, waiting to check in my bags and get on this flight. Before leaving, I was like, please, 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 nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong because I need to get to California by Monday night to surprise my sister Tuesday afternoon. Just please, 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 God, please, nothing go wrong. And something went wrong. Many things went wrong. And that's why I'm making this video. So I was waiting in line to check in my bags. They were both underweight. I was just chilling. I was like, okay, we got this, okay. An hour passed, we haven't even moved. I was starting to look around and think like, hey, what's going on? This is super weird. We have to board our plane. We're not gonna make it. And in the back of my mind, I was like, come on, this cannot be happening. I asked people, and because other people were standing in line with me and they didn't get on the plane either. And they said that Ethiopian Airlines sent a smaller plane that could fit like 50 less people. So us people that were waiting in line just couldn't get on. And the next flight out of Madagascar was on Tuesday. And Tuesday is when I needed to be in California to surprise my sister. So yeah, my heart just started to pump and I was like, oh man, no, this cannot be happening. So we went to the Ethiopian Airlines office and I told them I have to get out of Madagascar. I've been here for 3 years volunteering in the Peace Corps. I made my flight a couple months before. I'm so ready. I planned all this stuff out with my sister's professor, with my sister's best friend, with my other sister who was going to be in California as well. And I had to be in California. So I told myself I'm just gonna wait at the airport as long as it takes until I get a flight out. And that's what I did. I waited 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And I was staying calm because, you know, I've been in situations in the Peace Corps before where I somehow just got in a crazy situation that I didn't know how I would get out, but I got out. So I was confident that I could get out of Madagascar, and money wasn't an issue, even though I barely had any money. So I waited and they were looking for flights and they could only get me out by Tuesday. I wouldn't agree. So I said, go look at other flights, go look at other airlines, because there has to be flights to France, to other places that could get me to California. But they weren't able to get me on a flight that was with their partner airlines. So I started to look on my phone. I was like, okay, well, if you guys can't help me, I'm just gonna book another flight. I don't care. I have to get out of here. I put in my 3 years. I think I deserve to, you know, have a little break or permanent vacation in Hawaii. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But, you know, stop in California first, surprise my sister. Long story short, other people got their stuff figured out, and they could only get me there Tuesday afternoon at the earliest. So I was like, no, I looked at a flight online. It was $3,000 something, and I was like, I gotta do it. There's no other option. And if this is what I have to do, and then I'm just gonna do it. So I was right about to book that flight, and these guys that were helping me from Ethiopian Airlines in the office, they found a flight that wasn't with Ethiopian Airlines. It was through Air Madagascar that was leaving at 9 9:05 that night, and by now it was already 8 something. So it was an hour until it left, and I didn't even have my flight. So they looked at another flight with Aer Lingus that leaves from France to Ireland, Ireland to California, but I would have to book it differently. So we ran to Air Madagascar, and they were closed, so we had to like go underneath, and we're like, hello, can anybody help us, blah blah blah, we need to go, and this is like an hour before the flight's leaving. So and it was so stressful. Man, I ate all my candies. I was just binge eating, just hoping for the best. We eventually got that, and while the other guy was trying to book my flight from Madagascar, I was on my phone trying to book my connecting flight from France to California. And when I was doing this, I was trying to pay for my Air Madagascar flight from France. I was leaving in like 50 minutes by now, and I did it. I said, okay, take my card, take all my money, just get me out of here. We got my flight tickets. I went over to check in. I put both my bags on the scale thing, and they were just giving me so much problems. Right now, it was 40 minutes before my flight was leaving to France. And my check-in bags were underweight, but my carry-ons were overweight, which I didn't even know carry-ons could be overweight, but I guess they can. And I don't know why they were giving me so much trouble where the flight was leaving so soon. I was like, it's barely overweight. I just whatever. I was so frustrated. I wanted to cry. I had my hat off. I was just I sat down and just gave up. I was like, I'm not gonna get on. This sucks. I'm not gonna be able to surprise my sister. I put in 3 years of volunteering in Madagascar, and this is what I get. I started to get really discouraged. But, I got it together. The security guard helped me move things into my checked-in bags because they still had some room inside. We're just shoving stuff inside, and I put my carry-ons back on top of the scale thing, and it was still 2 kilograms over the weight limit, but the lady was like, okay, just go. And I was like, oh, thank God. And I was just rushing to I still had to go to customs and the security clearance, so the security guard just helped me fill out my stuff. I don't even know. Everything happened so quickly. And then, of course, he asked me for money after. So I'm just, yeah, just take whatever I had in my pocket. It was a couple Ari. It was like 15,000 Ari, which is like $5. And I just gave it to him, just ran to the customs, ran to the security. Luckily, it wasn't a long line. And I eventually got on the flight that was leaving at 9:05. I got on top at 8:50 something. And I just sat down and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest time of my life. I've never felt that much stress in my entire life. I mean, I've been in Madagascar for 3 years where so many things just went wrong, and I had appendicitis, I had parasites, I had all these things happen to me. I had to sleep in a bus in the middle of nowhere and then walk 6 hours to my friend's site. But none of that compared to what happened. These people found me a flight that was cheaper, so I ended up paying $2,000 for my flight to France, and then my flight from France to Ireland to California. So I saved a little money, and I was supposed to get my refund from Ethiopian Airlines because they screwed me. So I finally made it to France, and I went to check in to transfer over to my Ireland flight, and there was another problem. I just couldn't believe it. I went to check in, and the lady just looked at me and she's like, we have a problem. And I was like, what? So she said I didn't put my last name on top of my boarding ticket when I made it online. So in the heat of the moment, when I was running through Air Madagascar and trying to make my flight in the airport and talk to the guy, I forgot to put my last name on top of my boarding ticket. So she said, well, you can't go on. There's nothing we can do. And I was like, please, lady, you don't even know the day I've been having. I'm just trying to go home. I just want to go home. She called somebody and she said, okay, you can go upstairs and talk to our office. And so I went upstairs. I had to take my luggage cart all the way upstairs to the Aer Lingus office thing. And I talked to the guy and I said, hey, I explained to him the problem, and he said, well, you can't book a ticket without your last name. There's nothing we can do. And I was like, please, there's just gotta be something you can do. So I was ready to buy another ticket from France to California. I didn't even care. I probably had $1,000 in my bank account by now, but I was ready to do it because I needed to get to California to surprise my sister. So I was doing that, scrambling on my phone, trying to figure out how I can add my last name to this. And then the guy was talking on the phone while I was doing this. And eventually he said, hey, we can help you. And I was like, oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are the best. And I gave him some Madagascar chocolate, went downstairs, checked in, and I finally got on the flight to Ireland. And finally made it to California, like 30 something, 40, I don't even know. It's kind of like everything that could have went wrong in the worst possible time. Like this could have happened at any other time where I didn't have an agenda. I didn't make this whole surprise plan. And I would have just waited and went home went on a different flight. But it just was the worst timing ever. But somehow I made it. I'm only down $3,000, but you know, it is what it is. Ethiopian airline really screwed me, and they said they were gonna give me a refund. I still haven't gotten my $922 back. So if Ethiopian airline is watching this, I am still waiting for my money, and hopefully you can even refund the $2,000 I had to pay. Because I'm just a broke Peace Corps volunteer, you know? I was just trying to get home to see my sister. This emotional trauma that was caused because of Ethiopian Airlines, at the very least, give me my money back so I can live. You know, Hawaii's really expensive. What I had to go through to see my sister was totally worth it when I finally saw her and saw her reaction. And, you know, just we got to hang out. We got to go to Disneyland and see my auntie and my cousins and everything. And it was really cool. But getting there was so stressful, and that's why I'm making this video too. I'm already getting stressed out just thinking about it. Oh my God. I was sweating and running. Yeah, so. I mean, I don't want to say don't go with Ethiopian Airlines. I'm sure their flight service is fine, but just, I've heard they were known to just cancel flights and, you know, do stuff like this, and unfortunately it happened to me the worst possible time. Yeah, that's my story, and that's my worst travel experience ever. I really hope it never happens again, and it never happens to anybody else. That's all. I know I said I wasn't gonna make a video. Well, I said I was gonna take a break, but you know, I realized I had more time than I thought. And also, you know, I kind of want to start being consistent because my future plans kind of has to do with posting videos and talking to you and stuff like that. So yeah, I think my mom's cooking dinner right now, so I'm gonna go grind some ono kind grinds. If you're from Hawaii, you know what that means. Yeah, so thanks for listening. Please share this. Please tell Ethiopian Airlines to give me my money back so I can buy more food. So yeah. All right, until next time. Ahui ho, kākou.